Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and it's Women's History Month, and I'm here today to talk to you about Fixing the Marvels, the 2023 movie. So when it came to the Marvels, I did not like that movie, and I made a review about it about 2 years ago, or a year ago, I can't remember which one, but it was just a terrible movie. It had premise, it had intrigue, but something just did not work. And it was to the point that it was around this time where Kevin Feige's all like, all right, everything's just keeps bombing and everything. Like, this next phase isn't doing well. What was it? Invasion came out after this and that tanked. And this is when he started to, rethink the way he was going forward with the MCU. It was so bad that the director, Nina DaCosta, supposedly she left before the movie was even finished to go work on something else because for whatever reason. Like, that's just how bad this movie was. It was just odd and goofy and silly, and it just wasn't working out. Plus, there was already people from the what was it, like anti-woke, like mobster type people on YouTube. They was already hating on this movie before the movie ever came out, just like they was hating on the Captain Marvel and how they hate Brie Larson and everything because of what she said years ago that just ticked them off for no apparent reason, because they always find a way to get triggered and stuff. And so with that said, going into this movie with a fresh set of eyes, not really liking the Captain Marvel movie, not really connecting with the actual character, I just did not like this movie at all. And so I'm gonna do one of my fix-it videos. I haven't done that in a long time. But this could have been something great if they just would have went there. And they had some elements in this movie that could have really worked, but it just didn't. And so I'm gonna keep basically to the premise of this movie with the characters and stuff like that, because for the most part, like I said before, it could have worked, but it just didn't. And so the first thing I would change in this movie to fix it, I would slightly retcon this Marvel and introduce the one from the comics. This Marvel just did not work for the MCU. The Marvel character is supposed to be a mentor, love interest, and a person who betrays Carol Danvers in the comics. This one, for the most part, just seems to be kind of like a mentorish type thing, but the character is way too old and therefore can't be a love interest. I don't care if they gender bent this character. It's just Carol Danvers is supposed to fall madly in love with this alien who turned out to be a Kree, kind of like spy or whatever, and totally broke her heart. And not only that, but he has nefarious means to what his people want to do to Earth. And so none of that was really portrayed in this version. They can keep this version to be like the mentor one, but then introduce the actual real Marvel. I don't care if they keep them male. I don't care if they make her female. Just make her a love interest that, for whatever reason, falls out of love with Carol, and they have a falling out, and it has to do with something with the Kree and something with Earth. I will also keep the switching of the powers because that was the most interesting thing in the entirety of the movie. And so I will have it be starting off when you see Carol Danvers heading to the Kree homeworld and completely annihilating it. We'll see her taking out, like, the first defense out in space, the spaceships and everything. We'll see her go down to the planet, taking out the second defense. We'll see her fighting with the soldiers, and we'll see her take out the government and stuff like that. And the reason being because, what all happened in the first movie, and Carol is just pissed off and wanting revenge. Like, she's not out to kill nobody, but she's out to mess them up. because not every hero is good and some screw up. This screw up could be very vital to that of her character development. And so she's just taking out soldiers left and right. She's crippling their infrastructure. She's just going buck wild with her powers. So much that she hits some type of like, I don't know, power source, or like she disrupts like, the planet's core, and it goes all Krypton. It just blows on up. This is something she regrets because she never wanted to harm, like kill the people. She just wanted to cripple them. But she did so in destroying their planet. Then she heads back, and as punishment, she decides to like, just exile herself from like all existence and life. She doesn't hang out with nobody. She doesn't want to be part of a group. She lives out in space because of the guilt of what she had, because of what she did. And then bam, she wakes up because it's all a nightmare from events that actually happened. Now, something like this very much did happen in the movie, but we didn't find out until much, much later in the movie. I would have put this in the beginning. And the thing is, it's like, she was this person brainwashed, got her memories back, and then just went on a revenge streak. She had the power, but she didn't use it in a responsible kind of way. And so as that, she hates her. So because of that, she hates herself, and she just, completely distanced herself from humanity. But of course, if Nick Fury comes a calling, she's gonna come. So all of this could have happened all in the past, and then Nick Fury calls, and this is when she goes to Earth, and this is why she's so grumpy at the end of Endgame and all throughout. No, at the end of Infinity War and all throughout Endgame. And and to tie into her hairstyle and in the game, maybe Marvel is female and she had like, and she's like a lesbian or bisexual, and that could explain her haircut and everything. Because it was just kind of odd how all of a sudden in that one movie only, she had that hairstyle. And so like then after all that happens, we can finally get more into the present day, and with the other Marvels. And so say like, I don't know, like because Captain Marvel is so pissed at herself for what she did, like I said before, this is why she exiled herself, but she does help out humanity if they need help. So maybe she's off somewhere at an alien planet or whatever, and she's trying to save people, even though she has the nickname the Destroyer. And so like, I forget exactly how in the movie they all start switching powers to Marvel swap, but I think is they all use their powers at the same time or something like that on a device. And so you can keep the bangle whole thing as a MacGuffin. Hey, why not? And so like, of course, Miss Marvel has her MacGuffin. Maybe Carol's on like a alien planet and she's trying to do something with her powers to maybe like the alien planet is using it as like a shield or something like that, and she has to take the thing out or something. I don't know, maybe it just drifted onto like another planet, and like um what is it, she's trying to save this planet, and there's like the Kree like bangle thing, the MacGuffin's there. She's trying to save this planet, and then what if some like refugees from the Kree homeworld are there, and they're all like, it's her, it's the Destroyer, she destroyed our planet, this is why we're here, blah blah blah. And it pisses the people off, and she feels like she's not welcome, but she's gonna stay and try to help the planet as she can using her power on the MacGuffin. And then of course Monica Rambeau is with S.A.B.E.R. And why did they change it from sword? Like they could have just kept it sword. But anyway, she's out doing something out of space with S.A.B.E.R, and of course they all hit the thing at the same time, causing a chain reaction, causing their powers to like, swap each other. And so it can be just like how it was in the movie with them all swapping around. Now, as for like, when they start swapping around and, you know, everything's going like crazy and stuff like that, I would have Kamala Khan's parents not be in the movie that much. I would get rid of the dad and recast him because of that controversy with him. And the parents will have like a smaller role in this movie and not such a big helping hand like they did in the movie, because the family doesn't really serve no purpose and they were annoying. They're only there to help elevate the Kamala Khan character. They're not there to just go around helping being superheroes and stuff. And so I will also recast Amani, I think that's her name. Why? Because here's the thing. Like I said before, I like her and everything, but she's not a great actress. Because she's not really an actress. She was just some person off the internet they found. And they've been trying their best to shove her down our throats ever since they introduced us, because most people at first didn't like her, but now it seems like everybody loves her. I just want her acting to get better. If you're not gonna recast her, get a better acting coach, because she desperately needs it. Her acting was not good in this movie. Also, I would have it to where she still doesn't know how to fight, just like in her Disney Plus series. It made no sense for her to be unacquainted with her powers, not know how to use them that well, not know how to fight, always running from like the villain, and then all of a sudden, a couple of seconds later, she's kicking major butt with no training in this movie. That made no sense. So I will either recast the actress or I would just get a better acting coach. I would still keep it to where she's a massive fangirl and everything, but it's to the point that it gets on the nerves of Carol Danvers, because Carol Danvers doesn't want to be around nobody. And but she is trying to make it up to Monica, but Monica just doesn't want to hear it because of what happened to Monica's mother and stuff like that, and the Thanos snap and everything. And so we can see throughout the entirety of the movie that even though Carol doesn't want to be around nobody, here's this one person she's trying to make amends with, but this one person doesn't want to hear it. This could have added great character development between these two, and it should have been a whole lot bigger than what it was in the actual movie. And so then we could have got a real montage, not this stupid one we got in the movie, but a real montage of like Carol trying. Well, at first they need to figure out how they're gonna do this whole Marvel swap thing and have to stop that, right? And so of course Kamala's like a scientist and everything. She's trying to figure out how to stop it. And so like there is a problem going on Earth. Instead of the Kree trying to just find the bangle and like trying to steal resources from other planets and put it back on theirs, what if the Kree, for whatever reason, just doesn't know where Carol is, and they decide, you know what, we're gonna get some stinking revenge on her. So they've been like scouring around the galaxy, and they finally find out where she is, and they find out she is on Earth, and that is her home planet. So they decide, hey, look, you took our home planet, we're gonna take yours too, just differently. We're gonna actually enslave your planet and take it over. We're gonna kill as many people as we want, and then we're gonna enslave the rest, and then once they're done building what we need, we're gonna kill them too, and we're gonna keep you alive so you can see all this happen, because this is all your fault. That could have been a big climax of like the movie conflict and everything, and like the Supreme Intelligence could be the one leading the charge and everything. And this is when Marvel comes back into play, and he's actually working to take over the planet. And he's all like, yo, man, you blew up my planet, I loved you, blah blah blah, then you left and you didn't try to help us, stuff like that. That could have weighed more guilt and more drama on Carol and everything. And so because this is going on, of course, you know, the Marvels have to like stop this, but there's a problem and everything. The problem is Monica don't know how to use her powers, and Kamala don't know how to fight. So this is the montage I was talking about earlier, where Carol, who does not want to be a part of a group, has decided, you know what, I'm gonna have to go against like my better judgment and like be a group with you two. And so she trains Kamala how to fight, and she teaches Monica how to use her powers and everything. Now, of course, you're thinking, well, where are the Avengers and the other heroes? Well, we can see little cameos of them, just a cameo of them fighting the Kree and everything. And of course, the Avengers are disbanded. You know, Steve is retired and old. Iron Man's dead. We can see Sam do a cameo. We can see Bucky with the Thunderbolts. We can see well, actually, what's his name? War Machine probably wouldn't help out because, of course, he's a Skrull, and this could have been a great reveal leading in to Secret Invasion because, as we know, the Kree and the Skrull are mortal enemies, and that could have led into that series a heck of a lot better. So we see all these heroes doing their cameos, the two Hawkeyes fighting people, you know, Moon Knight in Egypt fighting people, like whatever, you know what I'm saying? She-Hulk, everybody. And of course, it's going to be S.A.B.E.R and Nick Fury. Nick Fury will not be comedic whatsoever in this movie. That was stupid. That was stupid. And it was stupid going into Secret Invasion when he did not act that way and he was all serious. So after the big montage of them teaching them how Carol's teaching them how to like use their powers, then you know they take on the Kree like and Supreme Intelligence, all while swapping powers and doing that cool thing, stuff like that. But then the Kree, they're just not gonna let Carol get away with this. As Carol's trying to save some people, the Kree's all like, hey, you know why we're doing all this? You know why we killed your loved ones? You know why we enslaved y'all? Hey, it's because of her. And they don't just tell the people, they show the people. They show the people on like a hologram, and then everybody on Earth hates Captain Marvel. The other two Marvels are like disgusted by what they see, but they know they have to stop this invasion and put aside their differences. And so, you know, Carol's doing everything she can to save the planet, blah, 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 blah. She's rescuing people. And of course, when you get rescued, you kind of forgive people and stuff. Once the Kree are taken care of, we see Carol give out a giant plea talking about how she screwed up. She had great power, but she didn't use it in a responsible kind of way. And like, because of that, more people ended up losing their lives and everything. And, you know, it could have been this big heartfelt thing where she learned, she had guilt and she learned how to overcome it, and she's pleading for people's forgiveness, and some will forgive her and some will not. Then of course we can do the whole, you know, putting one of the Marvels in the parallel dimension to the X-Men, and instead of Monica Rambeau, it should have been Kamala Khan. For some reason, the MCU has made her a mutant. For some reason, she is the first mutant in the MCU, even though she's not in the comics. This makes absolutely no sense. And, like, if they're gonna do that, then she should have been the one in the X-Men universe. That way Monica could be trying to figure out, hey, how I'm gonna save you, scientists, this and that, blah 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 blah, as Carol's trying to make amends with the rest of the people. And now she's back living on Earth and doing humanitarian work because she feels horrible about what she did. She could also be trying to find like a place for the Kree to live and everything. And of course this is gonna piss off who? The Skrulls, because you know that's what she was doing, helping them find like a place to live and everything. And this could have led into Secret Invasion. That would have been a heck of a lot better of a movie than what we got. And as for the Bango and everything, maybe it's an extra power source, and that one villain from the Marvels movie used it to try to take out Carol Danvers but couldn't. You know, seriously, like, it writes itself. Why couldn't it? Because like I said before, they had some good like details in the movie. They just didn't execute it very well. And it's quite a shame because that movie should have been huge. You know what I'm saying? Instead of A dismal embarrassment. Oh, and I'll recast this actress here because I was not feeling her acting. And we all know that she's like the Loki star, like girlfriend or something. Happy Women's History Month, everybody. All right, well, I'll talk to you later. Bye.